In these next few problems, they fall under the category of part 2, where our a value is 1. But if you look at this problem, our a is not 1. But remember from our first lesson, we always need to ask, is there a GCF? If there is, we need to factor it out, and then try to find the two binomials as our other factors. So in this problem, we can see that 2 is our greatest common factor. So we're going to factor out a 2. And we're left with x squared plus 7x plus 12. So 2 is one of the factors. Now, let's try to factor this trinomial using our graphic organizer. Our a value is now 1, our b value is 7, and our c value is 12. In our graphic organizer, we're going to say 1 times 12, and then our bottom number is 7. Remember the goal, we're trying to split 7x into 2 terms, so we have 4 terms that we can group. Our combinations are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and 3 and 4. 3 and 4 will give us a sum of 7. So we're going to split 7x into 3x and 4x. Please bring down your GCF. I am now going to use brackets. I'm going to rewrite this trinomial into x squared plus 3x plus 4x plus 12. Now we're going to group the first 2 terms and the last 2 terms. We're going to bring down the GCF. We're going to factor the GCF of this binomial. We're going to bring down our operation, which is addition here. We're going to factor out 4. And now we're going to see that we have 3 factors for this polynomial. 2, then we have x plus 4, and we have the common factor of x plus 3. Here are the 3 factors of our quadratic trinomial. Let's take a look at another example. 3x squared plus 24x plus 36. Again, I always ask, is there a GCF? Especially when a is not 1, you know that there's a big chance that there is a GCF, and in this case, it is 3. I'm left with x squared plus 8x plus 12. My new a value for this trinomial is 1, our b value is 8, and our c value is 12. Again, keep in mind the goal here is to break 8x into 2 terms that does not change the value of this expression. 1 times 12 is 12, and our bottom value is b. Our combinations are 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and 3 and 4. We're going to choose 2 and 6 because 2 plus 6 gives us 8. I'm going to rewrite 8x using 2x and 6x. I have my GCF of 3. I'm going to use brackets. I'm going to rewrite this trinomial with 4 terms. And now we're going to group them. Bring down the GCF. Factor the GCF from this binomial and this binomial. Bring down your GCF of 3. Then one other factor is x plus 6. And we have a last factor of x plus 2. This trinomial has 3 factors, 3, x plus 6, and x plus 2. Remember, factors are things that were multiplied to give your original expression. Let's do one more. Here we have a leading coefficient that is negative, so we know that we have a GCF of at least a negative, but we also have a negative 2 that can divide into each of our terms. So negative 2 is the GCF. Then we're left with x squared plus 12x plus 32. I divided each of these terms by -2. Now, our new a value for this trinomial is 1, b is 12, and c is 32. Again, we're trying to split 12x into two terms. We have a times c, then we have our bottom value, our b value, 12. So our combinations are 1 and 32, 2 and 16, and 4 and 8. So we are going to use 4 and 8 because 4 plus 8 gives us the positive 12. So we're going to rewrite 12x into 4x and 8x. We're going to bring down the -2. I'm going to use brackets. I'm going to rewrite x squared plus 4x plus 8x plus 32. We're going to group the first two terms and the last two terms. Don't let your operation get lost here. Bring down your -2 GCF. We're going to factor out the GCF in this binomial, which is x. We're left with x plus 4. Bring down your plus. I want to factor out an 8. And again, if this doesn't match with this one, then we've done something wrong. Now we can write all three factors, -2, x plus 8, and our x plus 4. Here are our three factors.